This is one of about 15 fix and flips that we have going on right now. This one we just completed, and I would say it's a very basic rehab. And the reason being is because it was a house built in the early 2000s, so it didn't require a major overhaul, any major structural changes. It was primarily cosmetic. It's just a big home, so it took us about a month and a half to finish. Our numbers on this one, we purchased it for $435,000. We put in $80,000 to the rehab, and we're gonna sell it for $599,000. I think we'll probably get a little bit more than that, but that would leave us at least $50,000 in profit, and we'll see what happens. Again, this one, as I mentioned, is a pretty basic fix and flip, but there are definitely some things that we do to focus on adding value. First of all is the layout. This one already had a very nice open layout, so there's not a whole lot we needed to do here besides remove a half wall that was right here and a half wall that was over on that side. And a lot of fix and flips, you see the really cold gray and white tones, and we've gotten away from that recently. Started to bring in much warmer tones, such as finishing the floor with a really light, nice tone. The wall color, we tend to go with more of a grayish instead of a hard gray. Same thing with a lot of our finishes. We use a lot of light, welcoming colors that are also warm and not so cold. So again, we did the accent wall here with shiplap behind the island. That's a really simple, inexpensive thing you can do, but little things like that can go a long way. Another thing that we like to do is to add pattern tile or accents around the fireplace. It's one that I don't think is too overwhelming. There's certain pattern tiles that can be very overwhelming and in your face, but I think that this one is very neutral and adds just enough effect to create an accent. This used to be a U-shaped kitchen, so there was a peninsula island right here, and we knocked that down and just created a nice big center island because we think that's a more desirable feature to have. This is just the basic quartz countertops that we use in pretty much all of our fix and flips. One thing that if you want to think about when you scale properties is to use a lot of the same finishes and materials. Unless you're doing a really high-end flip, I would probably stay away from customizing each flip and use as many of the same finishes as you can. That will save money in the long run. Since this isn't really a super high-end flip, and again, I would say it's one of our more basic fix and flips, we didn't go crazy with the appliances. This is a very standard appliance package that you can purchase. We do have the backsplash that matches the tile in the bathrooms. One thing that I do as well is that I keep the same designs throughout. I don't try and do a different tile design in each bathroom because I think one, it can clash very easily. The more consistency that you have throughout the house, the better it is for the buyer. Staging is something that we heavily focus on in all of our properties. Given that this is a really big property, we decided to go the extra mile. So we did the basic package, which includes the living room, dining room, full kitchen, and bathrooms. Then we also went ahead and staged the office, the master bedroom, and the basement. All right, let's go check out the master. This is the master bedroom. We love seeing this type of master bedroom because it's nice and open already. It has vaulted ceilings, which makes it feel even larger. And then it has an exit right here to the back patio. So I love seeing an exit or entrance from the back patio right to the master bedroom because I think it's just a really desirable feature and adds a little bit of value. The master bath was already in great shape. So again, it was pretty much just a cosmetic overhaul. I carried the pattern tile that we did on the fireplace on the flooring in the bathroom too. Again, seeing a lot of consistency with the tile designs throughout. And then another point that I'll make is that we always choose the same hardware color. So if I want to go with black, which we use probably the most often because it's a little bit more modern, we'll keep the hardware consistent throughout. So all of the faucets, the vanity mirrors, the vanity lights, the cabinet hardware, the kitchen cabinet hardware, all of that is black. If you want to do a chrome design, then you want to keep that all chrome throughout. And if you want to do gold, then keep it all gold throughout. One of my biggest pet peeves is when I walk into a property and there's mixed matched hardware throughout. Like there's gold mixed with black, mixed with chrome, and it just really pops out in my mind and clashes. This is just a very basic finish. We just use carpet here in the office, and Having an office in a house nowadays is a pretty big selling point just because a lot of people are working from home. So that's a nice feature to have. And again, it has the French doors, which I really like on offices too. And here's the basement that we finished off. It's the same amount of square footage as above, so we wanted to finish it off because it does add a pretty significant amount of square footage. We added 2 bedrooms and a full bathroom, along with a nice big open space. And again, we did stage it, and that way it just kind of helps the buyers envision what they would do with this space. Having an egress window in a bedroom, we usually like to add because I think it does add value. It has to be in a bedroom in order to be considered a conforming bedroom. Luckily here, this house already had egress windows throughout the basement, which was a huge value add because each egress window costs about $3,500 to do. This is the basement bathroom, and one thing we like to add a little bit of flair to is doing herringbone tile design. Normally you'll see the standard subway tile that's just stacked right on top of each other, but the herringbone design adds a little bit of flair, and it does add a tiny bit in labor costs, but we think it's well worth it. Thanks for joining us at our recent fix and flip. Again, we have a ton going on right now, so we're happy to do more of these walkthroughs at various stages throughout the fix and flip. If that's something that interests you, make sure to leave comments or questions. If you have any, we'll do our best to answer them. You can also join us in our Facebook group where we can have more interactive discussions about real estate investing of any kind. Again, thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.